Keep living the adventure. Axis of Awesome. What's up, adventurers? Welcome to another restoration video. This is going to be a fun one because I'm not really sure how this one's going to go, but we will have no fear and march forward. I've got a couple of these old, late 60s G.I. Joe figures, and they each present a unique challenge to restoration, I guess. Let's talk about this one first. This is probably a later issue one. It's got the soft gummy head. But what I found interesting about this guy, I can't remember where I got him. I think I got him in a local auction. He has two left thigh posts, or thigh pieces here, sorry. So I thought somebody had fixed him at one point in time, but when I look in there, the eye-ring is, I think, original. So I think this could have been a mistake figure that had this wrong thigh put in there. And I'm not sure if anybody's seen that in other figures before, but I think it's pretty weird that it's like that. So I think we're going to swap out the thigh as part of this. He needs restrung anyway, and then get him all cleaned up. And I think this guy's going to be in really good shape. So that's the plan with him, which is going to be pretty simple. I just wanted to show this possible mistake by Hasbro in the manufacturing process. This other figure is in super crazy shape. So I got this guy at an auction last year. I'm not sure why I bought him. I wish I could tell you and explain to you why I bought him, but he is in really, really bad shape. His grommets are all oxidized. He's got a lot of broken pieces. Knees are both severely cracked. His head, it's a softer head. Needs cleaned up. Doesn't talk. Still works really well. Oops, sorry about that. So there's some issues going on in there. But yeah, he's got broken legs and just an all-around bad shape. He does have his nice knockoff M1 carbine, and he came with a nice set of BDUs here. So we're going to probably do just a total rebuild of this guy. But what we'll do is we'll tackle each one of these on an individual basis on this video, and we'll come back and start crack-a-lacking, so stay tuned. All right, guys, welcome back. So I must have been out of my mind at the beginning of this video when I thought this guy had his style the wrong way. I have not had a lot of sleep, so the thigh was just switched around and the leg was turned the other way. I should have known that, but hey man, sometimes you're just a dumbass, and right now that's my time. So anyways, this guy here, as far as cleaning him up, what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy apart. He's going to basically just need a really good cleanup and some brand new elastic. We might soak the thighs in vinegar and these portions here and kind of clean up all the rust on here. And then we'll get his head cleaned up, and he'll be done. So he's not going to be a lot we're going to do to this guy. Now, as far as the talker goes, boy, we'll come back and we'll go deeper into this one. All right, guys, welcome back. Apologies. I keep getting interrupted in my workshop. It's hard sometimes. I'm trying to hide out. Anyways, let's talk about this talker. A lot going on with him. First off, the head. Could use cleaned up, a little corpsey looking, but everything seems to be in good order. We just got some blemishes, so we'll get him in some Tide Free and Clear. Looks like somebody tried to touch up his scar at one time. I don't know. So we'll see how well we can clean him up and get him back in the fight. The talking mechanism actually needs cleaned up, but it actually works pretty well. I believe he is a talking soldier, which I kind of, let's get him out of here. I kind of got the feeling he was just with the gear that he came with. So let's see if I can get to talk again. Yeah, so anyways, we'll get him cleaned up and see if we can get this talking mechanism going. It looks like it works really well. It just needs cleaned up. I'm sorry about that. Looks like it works well, but just needs cleaned up. So we'll work on that. Now, his forearm is completely toast. Looks like somebody tried to glue it at one time. Unfortunately, the glue they used is bonded quite well to the pegs on these elbows. So we might get a wire brush on a Dremel, soft wire brush, and just try to take that glue off, but we'll see. I might have a couple spare elbow pieces that I can use. The hand is toast here, so I have some old pegs. I can probably switch this out, or I might have some replacement hands. We'll see. This hand's great. Again, it's got the glue on the peg though, so I don't know. The legs have the pegs broken off from the knees. Those are pretty oxidized, so I'll have to pop those out. And the bottom portion here, the hips, the bottom torso and the legs are all really toasted. What I probably will do is keep the hip balls and buy a brand new lower abdomen area and 2 brand new legs, and then we'll just go ahead and redo him. I just feel like that's the right thing to do. These are pretty toast. This is cracked up in here, and it's just going to continue to propagate. So we'll have to make a list for Cotswold and order that with some other stuff, and get this guy cleaned up and get him back in the fight. And that's where we're at with this guy, so stay tuned. All right, gang, welcome back. So here's where we're at on our soldier restorations. We're going to take this guy apart. We're going to throw his head in some Tide Free and Clear. Probably soak the body parts in there as well. Try to get him a little cleaned up. Should be a really easy fix for him. I've got some stuff on order from Cotswold to restore him, get him back in the fight. So should be an easy one here. And like I said earlier, we got some work to do on this guy here. We've got parts on order from Cotswold. We're going to keep the hip balls, replace the rest of the stuff here, and soak this guy's head in some Tide Free and Clear as well, and get him cleaned up. It's weird. The scar looks like they tried to paint it at some point in time. I might try to scrub that off or something. I don't know. But odd. So we'll get him painted. He looks like he's sick too. We'll get him repainted and fixed. And the rest of these body parts probably soaked in some Tide Free and Clear and get them cleaned up. This here has got some glue on it, or some melt marks, so we might sand that. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on with this guy. So we will get him restored as best as we can, and then come back. Still got to clean the talking mechanism as well. But as soon as this part's coming from Cotswold, we'll get to crack-a-lacking on these dudes. Stay tuned. Gang, welcome back. So in the course of disassembling this really, really beat up talker, we broke his feet. These old grommets are so oxidized, the plastic, that they're just super brittle, which is no problem. We've got, let's see if the handle break here. No, that's actually in pretty good shape. Weird. Looks like they've also put some glue on these at some point in time, so I don't know. We'll see how it fits in the arms when I get them. These also look like they have been glued. Like I said, the feet pegs are broken, so we'll have to replace those. I did manage to get everything out of the legs, which is cool. Of course, we already talked about these being completely toasted, so we'll discard those in the body parts box I have. And then of course this in here has the crack in the back there, so we'll discard this. So we got stuff coming from Cotswold. I've got the head off, and we're going to soak it in some Tide Free and Clear. I'll probably try to clean up the talker body a little bit and see how it does. See if we can get it working. And yeah, that's where we're at right now on this talker. So we got, like I said, we got some stuff coming in from Cotswold. And we'll try to get this guy all repaired and back to fighting shape. So stay tuned. All right, guys, so our soldier here, got the head off. Gonna throw him to some Tide Free and Clear and see if we can get him kind of cleaned up a little bit. I got the body all disassembled. Everything looks pretty good. I did notice he does have one crack here on the shoulder. I'll see if I have any in my spare parts. Maybe we can replace that. The rivets are pretty rusted, so I might actually soak a lot of these in some white vinegar to kind of clean them up. And I did notice the hook for the neck and the shoulders are really, really rusted. So we might give them a little time and some white vinegar as well, you know, with the legs and everything else, and just try to get some of that pack rust off and get these cleaned up a little bit to make him look a little bit better. But he's going to be really super simple fix other than some superficial things. And I'll look at my spare parts and see if I have a shoulder we might be able to cannibalize for this guy. So that's where we're at on him. All right, gang, welcome back. So our first soldier is about finished. Got my Cotswold restring kit ready to go. Everything's all cleaned up. I got one more arm soaking in some vinegar to get all the pack rust off there. I think I've got most of it off the legs. Looks pretty good. Still dirty a little bit. We'll probably scrub that with some Tide Free and Clear and get him all cleaned up. But he looks pretty good, actually, I think. So that's kind of where we're at with this guy. When we come back, we'll hopefully have him all assembled, and then he'll be finished, and then we'll move on to our talking soldier and try to wrap him up as well. So stay tuned. All right, gang, welcome back. So a couple things. I know I mentioned about soaking these parts here and getting the pack rust off of them. Obviously, I bought a restring kit, so I'm not going to use these, but I do keep these around when I make my own restring kits or if I have to do some other repair work. So that's why I took the rest off those. I probably should have made that clear. Our guy is completely restrung. He looks great. I got his head all cleaned up. He looks really nice. This is one of those softer head figures, probably later issues, I guess, in the 1960s. I took a Dremel with a wire brush and shined all these rivets up after I took them out of the vinegar. So those look good. The shoulder that was cracked here, I have a broken Timeless collection figure, and I've just kind of piecemealed him. We'll actually be using parts of him for the talker as well. I forgot that I had the figure, and in the midst of this video, I found him, and we're going to cannibalize him and excuse me, use these for our figures. So this guy's completely finished for now. We're going to throw him off to the side and come back and talk about him later. So we'll move on to the talking figure next. So stay tuned. All right, gang, so let's go back to this talking figure for a second. Let's kind of organize some stuff here and get to talking. So the talking mechanism works really good. We just got to do some cleanup, like I mentioned earlier. So we'll put that off to the side. I got his screws here. So we'll put this guy off to the side. The head has been totally cleaned up. I've put it back on the neck post. Got all that old paint off the scar. I think we're just going to leave him the way he is right here. I like the way he looks. And we'll put him off to the side as well. So, of course, the thigh pieces are toast, severely cracked in a lot of areas, and those old pegs are really oxidized. So what we will do with these guys is discard them and throw them in my body parts box. So we'll get rid of those. Now, the hands were broken. One of them was, at least. So I think I've got some spare left hands, and I've taken this these right hands. This glue that was on there doesn't bond to this old plastic, so I've just kind of taken a pair of pliers and kind of just grinded them onto there, and it busts all that glue off that's on there. So I don't know if we'll use this or not, because I have a kind of another option I might go with. Like I mentioned earlier, I have a broken Timeless Collection figure right here. And I might, he's got cracked thighs. The left thigh's cracked. The legs are in great shape. The hips are in great shape. So I might actually use this. I bought a Cotswold hip, but I might just put that in my spare parts and use this Timeless Collection on this figure here to kind of give it all Hasbro. I'm also got these arms here. So these are from the Timeless Collection. They're cracked up here, so we can discard this portion, but I think we can use the lowers, and I think we can get them to fit on these vintage arms that we have from the actual figures. So I think what we'll do is we'll end up piecemealing these two together with these, and we'll use the hips from this figure. Now, of course, we can't use the thighs, so we will use the two thighs that I got from Cotswold. That's what we'll do. The color is going to be a little bit off, but I'm not going to cry about that. I did buy a set of arms to do with this figure as well, but I'm not going to need those now because I'm going to use these. So discard some of these other broken parts. The feet, that's another thing. So we talked about the feet. The feet were broken as well. Probably will just put those in my body parts box and use the feet from this figure here. Now those are kind of difficult to get out of here. I'll probably have to heat the plastic up in some hot water and try to pop all these out, but that's what the plan is right now. So when we come back, we will hopefully start assembling this talker. So throw this, of course there's the cracked hips. Anyways, you guys get the gist of it. So we'll come back and we'll maybe start trying to assemble this talker. So stay tuned. Alright gang, so let's talk about cleaning this talker box. I know a lot of you guys have probably seen videos on doing that. What I usually just do is take some of the same isopropyl alcohol that I deflock heads with, which I'm currently using 91%. Get at Walmart, fill up a little shot glass with it, and then I can find them. Here they are. I just take a Q-tip, dip it in there, then I just pull the string out, hold it with my fingers, and then I just put that on the record player portion. And I do that a few times, and then I'll also do the same thing on the spring band or whatever it's called. So now you can also do it on the bottom portion too to kind of get both sides and get it all cleaned. So let's try it again. So that's what I do. It's pretty easy to do. I've saw a lot of guys do this on YouTube, so it's kind of what I started doing. That's all you do. So I do that probably, I don't know, half a dozen times. And then I will take some either silicone spray or some WD-40 and drop it in the areas where the pins are to kind of lube them up a little bit. So that's what I do as far as cleaning my talker. Alright gang, welcome back. So here's where we're at right now, a little update. So I was not able to get the Timeless Collection figure apart like I wanted to. It proved to be a little more difficult than what I anticipated. Excuse me. And rather than break the figure, I just gave up. So we're going to go ahead and use the Cotswold forearms now. And the feet, I wasn't able to get the feet off of the figure as well. Those pegs really are in there. I really wasn't going to try to break him. So I've got some old Cotswold feet. I'll just take the pegs out and use for this. And we will use the Timeless Collection hips. So we're good to go there. So next thing you have to do is get this guy assembled. I did get a restring kit for the talker from Cotswold, and it's weird. So it did not come completely put together. You can see here it's got the terminal is not crimped. Now I messaged them and they said that they always come that way. I'm gonna go back through my videos I've done with these and make sure, because I feel like they don't. But that's what they said. Whoever messaged me said that they've always come that way, so I'm going to have to go through and put this back together, which seems weird when you pay for something you would like to be complete. And I'm sure, you know, after I messaged them, they posted a Facebook message about not messaging them on Facebook, which is what I use. So I'm sure after they see this video, they will post a video about this as well. Because every time I post something and critique Cotswold, they seem to make a passive-aggressive post aimed at me, but not about me. So that's okay. I still like Cotswold. I hope they still like me. So we're gonna go ahead and get this put together, and we're gonna get this guy assembled. So stay tuned. Okay, gang. So we're all done. Our talking soldier is completely assembled, and he sounds really great. Let's pull a string and try him out.
U.S. Army, reporting for duty. Enemy planes, hit the bridge.
Turned out great. A few things to note. Obviously, I had to attach the terminal to the other end of the talker restring, which I still don't understand, but that's okay. And another thing, I don't know if you guys have noticed, I think I've done a few of the Cotswold thighs. They don't fit exactly correctly with the old vintage balls, but that's okay. I think we all kind of knew that. And then that Timeless Collection hip doesn't fit exactly perfectly either, but you know, no harm, no foul. Had I had it to do all over again, I would have also replaced the shoulder portion here. I can still do that if I want to. It's a little loose, but I think we're just going to go ahead and let that slide. But other than that, he looks really good. So this guy's done. Let's grab our other soldier who's finished as well. So both of these guys are finished. So recapping what we did, this guy here, we just cleaned him up, gave him a restring kit, replaced a cracked shoulder piece, and he looks fantastic. Love the way this guy turned out. This figure here was in really bad shape. He had oxidized, broken joints. We cleaned his talker box, took him apart, replaced his thighs, replaced the pegs on his feet, replaced his cracked hip, missing forearms, and cleaned him up as well. And he is ready to go. Completely talks, and talks really well too, which is shocking. So both guys are finished for the most part. So now we've got to outfit these guys. So we're going to come back and we're just going to come back and have them outfitted, and then we'll have a few final thoughts. Stay tuned. All right, gang, welcome back. So here we are. We have our soldier restorations complete. First off, our first soldier we did, I put him in a 21st Century Toys green beret, and I believe this is a Dragon Models green beret I had lying around. Now, I feel like the 21st Century Toys, the early issue fatigues that they made were almost made specifically for the vintage G.I. Joes. They look so great on them, and I had this woodland camouflage set lying around, and I decided to put that on here. I also remembered and found I had several of these iron-on Special Forces patches from Cotswold Collectibles, so I went ahead and put one on his jacket here to give him a little bit of a touch of class. I think he looks absolutely phenomenal, and a great addition to my already large force of Green Beret figures that I did a video on a long time ago. And then, of course, I have a ton of vintage field shirts, pants, whatnot for early issue G.I. Joes. So I have this all made in Japan set here, hat made in the USA. And our talker is ready to get back into action. Maybe. So there you go, guys. A really nice restoration of a couple really nice figures. I hope you guys enjoyed the restoration video as much as I did and enjoyed doing these figures. I always love to bring guys back to life, and these guys will make great additions to my collection of G.I. Joe figures. Like and subscribe to the page. Hit that notification icon. Helps my channel out a lot when you guys like the page. Let me know in the comments what you think of these figures. And Cotswold, don't take offense to anything I said. It's nothing personal. And in the meantime, guys, keep living the adventure and cheers.